going to have a song. Hey, it's Dana Miss Dangerous. And today's Back to Basics. School days. Okay, if you're really old, you'll remember this song. Yeah, I don't think it's that way. Alright, enough. But this week we're talking about school days. So, the questions are about when I was in school. Was I overweight? How was I treated by other kids? How did that affect me? So, yes, I was overweight. My mother says I was a big baby, a petite toddler, and then I had my tonsils out when I was like 5, and she said from there on it was big. So, I was big all my life. I remember certain aspects of that. We moved a lot when I was a kid. So in some instances, my memory of school is not there. We literally moved 9 times in 7 years. I wasn't a military brat. My dad was in retail, and he used to bail out troubled stores, and so we moved a lot. So I don't have a great memory of elementary school and even how people treated me in elementary school, because a lot of that moving was in that time frame. I do remember like 6th grade and on much better, and I remember getting teased a lot. Not only was I fat, but like in 4th grade I got big thick glasses, my teeth were crooked, actually crookeder than they are now. And I was a new kid a lot, so all of that is like, boy, the storm for getting teased. I remember I got my boobs like in 6th grade. Between 5th and 6th grade I started wearing a training bra, and the girls of all things would come up behind me and pop my bra. Very cruel. I remember junior high, kids being very cruel. I remember coming home crying a lot from things that people said to me, or the way that I was treated. Even my cousins, I had older boy cousins who were horribly mean to me, and they would do things to just make me cry. My parents would kind of say, you got to develop a thicker skin, but I didn't, until at some point, I guess you get through that. So PE classes were horrible. I was not coordinated. I remember coaches, and men and women, hustle, hustle. I hate that mentality. I mean, I would say in today's world we would call what I experienced bullying. Yeah, I think so. I have almost a trauma around team sports, and I've talked about that, I think, on my own channel. I will not play volleyball, baseball, softball, any of that sort of stuff, even to this day, for fun, because I remember being the last one picked. I remember screwing up and people yelling at me, "You stupid person, you made us lose the game." So I don't do that even to this day, because even as grown-ups, there are some people who don't play well. And, a lot of people don't play just for fun. They get pissed off at you if you, aren't good. So I don't engage. So what that caused me to be is very defensive in certain things growing up. And it also caused me to really be, I would say, an overcompensator in certain areas. So the good news was that I was very smart. I am still smart. I'm a quick study. I made really good grades without having to try hard. I'm lucky as far as that goes. I also could sing. And when I was in high school, things really did begin to turn around a little bit for me. As far as I found my own little grouping of friends, and because I made good grades and I, was on the honor roll and I got to do certain things because of that, and I was in choir and I was good at singing and I got some recognition because of that. Because down deep inside, I want recognition. I like that, and I couldn't get it on the sports field. I couldn't get it being a cheerleader, which I would have loved to do. I always wanted to be one of the popular kids. I never was. And I had a small group of friends, but really only one best friend. So it very much deep in my heart, I've always wanted to be thin. I always wanted to be pretty. Um, if I was if I had been thin and pretty, I probably would have pursued a music career of some kind because I loved music that much and loved to sing that much. And I probably would have gone into performing some way, shape, or form, but I could not do that and feel like I could be successful. I felt like the odds were too high against me to do that in the body that I had. How did it affect my development of my personality as an adult? I became an overachiever in some areas. Interestingly enough, I would consider myself shy in certain aspects, and still, if you were to meet me in certain areas, I am shyer. Professionally, people see me as an extrovert, and if I'm around a group of people that I'm comfortable with, I can be a social butterfly. And I'm becoming more of that. It has taken me years, and that's not just the weight. I would say I've gotten even more comfortable once I've lost weight, but I I began at some point in time developing this thicker skin. Um, and so while I cried a lot, got my feelings hurt for a lot, there were a period of years that I got a very tough skin. And in fact, I didn't cry for years because I couldn't cry. Now I'm a little more emotional. But I got more tough skin. And even before I lost the weight, I had kind of come to this conclusion: if you don't like me, F you. I am who I am, and I'm not going to pretend to be somebody different. And if I get the feeling that you're sizing me up and discounting me for my looks or the fact that I'm overweight, well, guess what? I'm not going to deal with you very well, and you won't be in any social circle I have. If I have to deal with you professionally, I will because of work, but I'm not going to value much, and I'm going to minimize how I interact with you. And as a woman, I think we've all kind of gotten that in our history where you kind of get this sizing up and down and people discount you how you look. So I got very tough-skinned about that. So would I be a different person if I had weighed a normal weight when I was young? Yeah, I think I would be. Clearly, the things that I have developed as far as protection mechanisms, perhaps even development of some of my strengths that I developed in order to make up for things. I think some of my sensitivity, I think some of my appreciating multiple diverse kinds of people. I think all of that, because I was a victim of bullying or judged because of my weight, I think that, yeah, it's made me probably a better person than what I would have been had I not been fat. So, there you go. That's my answer. Before I end this, I want to say happy birthday. This is coming later, but those of you who watch Back to Basics, you probably know our fearless leader. I'll call her our leader, Janie, whose birthday was earlier in the week on August 4th. And while we kind of all collaborate on this channel, very much she's the person who kind of keeps the cats in order And without her, I don't think we would have regrouped and have continued offerings for you guys. And she faithfully, posts things every day and works on this channel. And I also know she's a key component of the Green Lighting Your Day channel. So, Janie, you are much loved by me and I know by many others. And so I had a chance to wish you happy birthday in typing earlier in the week on your real birthday, but I also want to give you a verbal hug and say happy birthday. Love you. I hope you enjoy the back to school topics this month. Back to basics. We'll see you next week. Bye bye.